Hello and welcome to the lecture on colors and text. So let's learn some properties about colors and text. So I'm going to create a folder. You create two different files, one for colors and one for text. Right, so let's open this up. You can take any of this as a boilerplate and we'll copy paste this and we'll remove everything. Right, and we will say colors and colors here. So let's understand when you deal with colors. Okay, you can go to this site htmlcolorcodes.com. Let me open this up, and this will tell you different types of color coding that you have. You have hexa and RGB and HSL. Okay, you can choose any color you want, right? And he will give you the hash and RGB or an HSL or CMYK. Okay, then you can see how you can apply this onto the web page. Well, you can take this hexadecimal value or an RGB value and see how you can apply this onto your web page. Okay, so from this website HTML color codes, you can pick any color or you can choose any of the colors that you like you want. Take it from the palette, you can choose this color, then you get the hexadecimal and RGB. Then we'll try to use this value and print the same color onto our web page. Okay, that's the example we'll see here. So first thing we will do is we will define our style. We'll define different styles of it. Okay, so I'm going to copy paste this URL and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, so let's define our div tag. We'll say padding is 10px and we'll make the width of that box as 50%. So you get a nice box, right? Font size is, if you write a font inside it, you get the 40px fonts. Okay, I'm just drawing a box, simple box, padding of 10, so that's an padding, 4 sides padding. Then you have a width, so this is a box like a 50% width, right? Then we will try to add colors now. So I'm going to add a red box, okay, using RGB. Okay, and let's say how do you add the background color for that box? You can see the background color and you can really type RGB and you can pass R value, G value and B value. So if you want to draw a red color, you just say red and everything else is 0, right? And the text color will be white. Similarly, if you want the same red box using the hexadecimals, right, you want in hex, okay, instead of RGB you can mention the hash code of it, which is FF0000. okay, similarly in the text, if you have a name, you can simply say red and it will still work. And you can even say, you know, dark or light of it, which you can say dark red, light red, red, you know, all those things. Okay, so now you have created this CSS. Let's create some boxes and we'll see how it works. Okay, the first box we'll create is RGB with red box with RGB, so we'll say red box RGB, right? And we'll say red box RGB, which is nothing but 255 0,0. Okay, this will draw a nice red box. You can see the nice red box has been drawn here, right? You can now let's draw the another boxes. Okay, this time we will use the hex, right? And you can see the box is still drawn there, which is nothing but hash FF0000. okay, you can continue to do this by saying red box name, not red. Okay, okay, and then dark name, I believe. Okay, you got the dark red box here. All right, so you can see it's so simple to work with colors in this. If you pick any of these colors, let's say let's pick some colors here. Let's say you pick this color, you can get the RGB value, that's the hexadecimal value. You can directly go ahead and paste it here, right? You remove that hash, yeah, you can get this, and then once you want to print that, just refresh and you can see the color is already here. I'm going to refresh as well. All right, so this is one good site, HTML color codes, where you can find various types of colors. You can find in RGB, you can find in hexadecimal. If you have a name of the color, you can just use the name of the color, dark and light of it, and you can start working with the colors. All right, so let's look at another example on the text. What type of options we have for the text. So I'm going to copy paste this, paste it for text, and I'm going to remove all the CSS, right, and we'll remove the boxes as well. For the text, I'm going to copy paste the lorem ipsum so that we have some text to play around. All right, so what I've done is I've copy pasted the text, that's lorem ipsum, and also have pasted some of the properties like font family. You can specify the font name. Well, font size is your size of the font. Font style is basically italics, normal or oblique. Then the weight, how much bolder you want, and then transform, you can transform into uppercase, lowercase. Decoration, you can have underline, overline. Then you can also have a shadow. Okay, so let's play around with our text now. I'm going to close this, so open up the text live preview. I'm going to change this to text. Right, so that's our text. The first thing we'll play around with the first letter, so we'll say first letter, and we'll say font size is 200%. okay, that's increase that L there. Okay, you can even have first line. Okay, you can have a text shadow, none. Okay, so we removed the shadow from the first line, and then we'll try to add the shadow now. Okay, now we'll try to add all those settings for your font settings for your paragraph. Okay, first thing we will change is we will change the font type. Okay, so we'll say font family. The first thing you mention is the font name, so I'm say Times New Roman. Then we'll say what type of font you want. You want the serif font, and then I'm gonna say font size is 20px. Okay, right there you see the 20px of font already. Then line height 2 em, that's the height, that's the spacing between the line, each line. You can see the spacing between each line. Then you can say letter spacing as well between each letter. Okay, so you can say 0.2 em, so there's a spacing right there between each alphabet. Then you can have word spacing as well. Okay, word spacing you can say 1 em, so you have this space between each word, right? Then you can make the font style as italics, right? So it's italic now, right? Next we'll apply font weight as bold, so it's bold now. Okay, then we can say text transform to uppercase. Okay, so let's do text indentation now. This is indent, right? Then we'll add a text shadow, and we'll add the shadow all around with the red color, right? So this is how your text looks like now. Okay, so you can see the power of CSS. You can actually do anything you want with the text. You can add spaces between the word, you can add spaces between the letter, you can decide how your shadow should look like, how your text should look like, you want how big your font size will be. Okay, it's just few simple settings you can actually play around with the text, and this is the output you can just do with the CSS itself. Here's some of the reference I gave you. Obviously there will be a lot of CSS rules applied for text, but these are the basic ones that you will find yourself using a lot. Well, that's all about colors and text in this lecture, and I'll see you in the next one.